Hanoi is the capital of Vietnam. It's also the second largest city. The first thing you'll notice about Hanoi when you arrive is it's got over 1 million scooters, and it's pretty hectic.
Okay, so one of the things that's obviously quite interesting about this place is very busy, as you can see. And Nam has told me that there's a special technique to crossing the road, and that is you just got to keep walking and look very confident, and despite all the cars whizzing in every direction and motorbikes, you won't get run over. I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. Okay, follow me.
Aha, survived. And boy do these guys like to honk. It's still possible to get away from all that mayhem though, and visit some of the beautiful temples there are in Hanoi. Some of them are still practicing, and others, like this former literary university and home of Confucius, are just museums. A visit to a working temple can be really interesting. You'll often see people burning fake money as an offering and openly praying. The Vietnamese seem to have a fairly pragmatic attitude towards religion, it being mainly comprising of Taoism, Buddhism and Confucianism, which is just confusing.
You see many young girls come here to praying because they are over 25 years old and they want to get married. They didn't, so they come here praying for finding a husband in the future.
Where do they find their husbands? Like, how do people meet each other?
Actually, they meet at the working place or in the market, some common place.
Walking around town, you'll also experience some traditional Vietnamese music. They've got a lot of interesting instruments in Vietnam, including the famous one-string guitar, which I turned out to be a bit of an expert at. Another way to get around and see the city is to take a cyclone.
This is a cyclone on my cyclone driver.
Okay.
Have you done this a long time?
Yeah.
Have you been working as a cyclone for a long time?
Yeah.
I take that as a yes. Am I heavy?
Yeah.
I think there's a yeah as everything we're going to get out of this. It's quite a relaxing way to get around, really. Although we're not moving at a terrific pace.
My driver looked like he was a fit chap, so I decided I'd work off a few spring rolls and see how hard it was. You'll notice the extreme terror he was experiencing and the fact he kept saying stop, stop. So I left the cycloning to him and went to check out some raw produce.
Here we are in a traditional Vietnamese market, not for the faint-hearted. You can see here that you've got different containers that basically contain kind of fish, frogs and all kinds of bits and bobs. Silkworms and wilks, are those kind of like little snails? Yeah. Snails there.
Catfish.
Catfish, just about alive. Turtles down there. Frogs, very important. Eels. What else have we got?
I started to understand the proverb that the Vietnamese use about themselves, whereby the only thing not on the dining room table are the legs off the table. To end the day, I decided to go for a beer, and if you want to drink with the locals and not the tourists, you need to head to a beer in Hanoi.
It's like means a draft beer or fresh beer. You can get it in these glasses, and it costs about 10p for half a pint. So it's nice and cheap.
As well as the locals relax and watch the world go by, I decided that Hanoi is quite a nice place. You can still look up above the buildings and see the old colonial pass, and it's surprisingly green and friendly to walk around.